Hello friend, welcome back. This video is sponsored by 15minutes.ai, which is a powerful platform offering comprehensive book summaries and audiobook summaries from over 100,000 titles. This site features summaries of best-selling books across a wide range of topics, including businesses, self-help, leadership, and personal development, and much more. With over 10,000 premium summaries available, including downloadable PDF and EPUBs format for offline reading also. 15minutes.ai help busy reader quickly grab important ideas to apply in life and work. Subscriptions provided flexibility access with regular update and expert editorial quality. So if you have interest to learn knowledge from the book, that will be your best platform. Within 15 minutes, you can able to read this book. You can also able to get the total summaries of this book. I will highly recommend it to check out their website, and I hope you will love it so much. Now let's get back to the video again. In our previous video, we successfully complete that our details page with using that model. So here when you click it, that is a model, and here I loaded that our title name, where the date is display, that is a count is display, and everything that is our total description is visible, which is really great. Now friend, in this video, better on to complete that our edit, update, and delete functionality. Let's do that work. So that will be very simple. Here first of all I want to go to that our all page, that means generate all page. Here if you go to that our code, that is in our all content page, and into the all content, here I have already added one of the button. There is a two of this button, one is the delete, another is for the our edit. Like for the edit, now first of all I want to create one of the new route. Okay, here I define that route, that will be the route, and route name I name it like as the edit. That will be the edit contains this type of one of the route I want to do and to add it. And also right now I'm already into this our for each loop. I get this our all that content data with the item. Now also here after that we have to pass it with this item our content ID, right? A specific ID related data now we have to edit. That means here if you go, they have the two of this data, one ID or the two ID. So here I simply pass that our ID. Now we have to create this route. I want to go to that our web.php, and in here I want to create another new one. I copy it and I paste it. Now that will be one of the route name as the edit content, and with the ID I want to define that our route name. Now I want to name it, that will be as a name, and name will be as a edit content. That will be one of the get type. Here I want to update it as a get type, and here that will be as a edit, and then the content. Okay, edit content slash I want to also we have to pass that our requested ID, right? Now I want to create another new method as edit content add contents, whatever you choose. Now this type of one of the method I have to create it in our content controller. Now I want to create it, I copy it, I want to go to our content controller. Here after that I want to create the new one, that will be as a public, and then the function method name will be as a edit content. Here I simply created, and better I want to also make it as a AND method, right? Before I have created this one, so now that is ended, and that is will be ended. Okay, so also they have one of the requested ID, and that is our requested ID. I want to take it. Here I simply take it, that will be our requested ID. And then simply I have to get this data from which table? I have to get it from our generated content table by this our requested ID. So here I have already get this our requested ID. Now I want to display it. I take one of the variable, I just name it as a content, and this content will be now get it from to this our table name. I hope you already remember, that is our generated content table. I copy this generated content model, and throughout this model we can able to access this our table, our generated content table with the find or fail. That will be find or fail our which ID? That is our requested ID. Okay, here I simply take that our requested ID. And now we have to visible it. So I want to return one of the view page, that will be written as a in our admin into the backend into the content folder. Now I want to create another new file like as a edit. Okay, sorry, that will be as a edit edit contents. This type of the file I want to create, and here also I want to pass it with the compact method. Our method name, I have already get this data. I take the things with this variable, and here I want to pass it. Great. So now we have to create this our new file as edit content in our view. I want to go back to that admin, back in contents folder. Here I want to create another new file that will be as edit contents.blade.php. So that will be exactly the same that I have already done it for the add content. From to the add content, I want to copy everything. Okay, copy everything from here. And now in our edit content, I want to paste it. And here actually multiple things that will be not needed. I want to remove it. Like here, actually, if you select this our try catch, if you select this our try, and that is a catch, and that is started, that is ended. Actually, I don't need this one. Okay, here I don't need it. I want to simply remove this one, and then that will be our another part, and this part also, everything that will be not needed, which actually I have already done it before. Now I don't need this. I want to remove it. If you select it, that is started, that is ended, that will be also not needed. This will be also not needed. And here, if you select it, that is ended. Here I want to end it. So only that is the quills editor. That is our quills editor that will be needed. Here, rest of everything will be same. I have already updated this our edit page, and then also our quills editor that should be loaded, and that is our call md excel8, and before I have already taken another one as a call excel4. So this is the dev. I don't need this. Here if you select it, that is started, that is ended. That is actually our left side part, right? So that is the reasons here I want to remove this our left side part. I want to remove it. Okay, so there is a dev is started and dev is ended. There is a 4, and there is our total entire 4 column. I want to remove it. And also better, I want to make it as a 12. And now I want to check it first, click as a save all. And now I want to run that our PHP artisan optimize. Okay, that will be the PHP artisan optimize. Our all that caches that should be now gone, perfectly gone. And now if you go to that our page, and if you refresh it and click as a edit, and now you can see that is actually our requested ID as a 2. So here only I have to visible that our title, right? Our title that should be display, and also that should be display our input field area, that should be display our value. Okay, that's the two things actually I want to do and to update in here. So if you want to do this work, I have to do that is actually our generated content, and I want to, that is our generated content, one of the things, and that is our height, and that is our last one. So here actually we have to now create another new form. Okay, I want to add one of the form here. If you select it, that is actually our dev is started, and this dev is ended. So that is our ended. So I want to load another form. Okay, before this row, I take one of the form, because now also you have to update it. That is a form is started, and I cart it. That is a dev is started, and this dev is ended. And after that, I want to make it as a end form. Okay. Perfect. So first of all, here we have to there is a generated content. So this the generated content that will be not needed. Here I want to load another input field. I simply remove it, and I want to load another input field is in here, right? Because here now we have to actually visible this data. So I take one other DOM, that is our card. There is a card here. If you select it, that is our dev is started, dev is ended. So here better I want to take another dev, and this dev area I want to use another MD. Okay, MD will be as a 3, that means margin a button as a 3, and then I want to load another level for the title. I name it as a title. That will be our content title, because that should be on the input field, right? So now I want to use that our class will be as a form. Okay, form level, and then here after that I want to load on the input field. That will be the input type, will be text type. Name I want to use it as a title name, and ID I also want to use it as a title, and then will be class will be as a form. Okay, that will be the form control, control. That will be the form control. Here I want to simply take it, and also here I want to pass it our value. Okay, that will be the value, and value here I have already calculated this data before in our add content. Here if you go, I have already calculated this data like that way in our all content page. Okay, if you go to our all content, here I have actually calculated this data like that format. You can see that will be the JSON decoded. So I have already done it in our all content page, because into this all content I have also displayed this our title, right? Same data now I want to visible it with the value. So this is the function actually we have to now call it again. Better I copy it. I don't need this any word count, only that our input field that I want to take it. I copy it from our all content. Now in our edit content area, here I want to do, there is also the style will be not needed from to the edit page. I want to also remove it. Here I want to simply take one of the PHP block that will be as a PHP block is started, ended. So here I take one of the variable as a input data, that will be our JSON type will be with this. Here if you go, I pass this our specific row ID data with the name as a content. I pass it with the compact method in our edit content page. So into this edit content, now we can able to access this our input field name with this content, that is our input field. Input field means that is our field name as a input field. Okay, from here actually it should be actually get only this our title data. So I make it as a true, and then that will be the same in our input data. It should be now get this our title only, and if rather than that will be get that as a untitled. Perfect. So now that is actually our title. I want to visible it. So better I copy it, and now in here the value, into this value area here I want to visible it. I want to visible this title. So now first of all I want to check it's working or not. I click as a save all, and now if you go to that our page, specific our requested ID, click refresh it. Now go to that our edit page. You can see it successfully now get that our value. Okay, but they have some of the issues with the design. Here I want to also fix it. That have already one of the card I have take it. So now that is our column D12. I have take it in here. There is a row. I don't need this our card. Okay, here actually I want to do, and that is on the card body. There is a generated content for our edit. I want to take this div. I simply cut it, and then that is the div I want to take it in our card body. Here I want to paste it. Okay. So I paste it. Now click as a save all, and now if you go refresh it, it's much better. That is our content title field, and now there is a display our content title specific this requested to ID related. Our total data input field data is visible. Same things now we have to visible that our that is the in our content area. Here we have to visible it. So if you want to visible, that is actually our editor, right? So that is actually our editor. Into this editor area, I have already displayed this type of one of the text before in here. So right now I don't need this. Here that is our show editor ID. Okay, and that is will be actually our content. So I want to better use on the name first. Okay, on the level I want to use it. Better I copy it, and now that will be our div is started, div is ended, and in here I want to better take another div. Okay, I want to take another div, and this div is started, this div is ended. After that I want to end it. Okay, so into this div area here I want to use another class as a margin button. I want to use it as a 3 right now, and then I want to load another table. Okay, and that means another level, and into this level area that will be as a main content or contents, whatever you choose. Okay, or total content. And this content area here, our level is visible, our ID as a show editor, as a quills ID, as a 400, that will be display. And now this is the text that should be not display. Here I want to remove it. Now that will be display our existing data. So existing data is HTML format. So here we have to use it as a double exclamator, started and ended. And then that will be display all the data by the variable. I have already passed it by the name as a content. So now with this content, I want to get it our field name, our output field name, our field name as a output. So that is the output. I want to use it as a output. Okay, Perfect. So now that should be displayed. If you now click as a save all, and now if you go, I want to refresh it. You can see there is a 2ID and 2ID related total data is now successfully visible. So now our next step will be here from to these positions. If you want to update it, that should be updated, right? So here, if you want to update, also better want to use another button. Like that is actually one of the button I have already used it before as a dnone. Now I actually don't need this. And here I want to use it one of the button as a type. So that will be a button. I want to use it as a type. Button type will be as a submit type. And that is our BTN primary, our success, whatever you choose. ID, that will be not needed. ID, just simply remove it. That will be one of the icon, or I don't also need this icon. That will be the save content. Okay, save content or update content, whatever you choose. Now this type of one of the things that should be displayed. Click as a save all, and now if you go refresh it, that is successfully visible, that our save content. So now we have to update it, and we have to update that our title, and also here one of the editor, our quills editor area, if they have any content data, if you want to actually update it, we have to also update it throughout this our JavaScript ID I show you. In that case, we have to go back to that our edit content page, and into this content page here I have already displayed that our output data. So this output data area here, I want to load one of the input. Okay, input that will be one of the hidden type. I want to take it. I name it as a hidden. Okay, that means that is the input field that should be not display. And then here I want to take that as a content. That will be as a content, and ID I want to name it as a content. Content. That will be as a content, and input. That will be as a content input. Great. So now, in particular that position, we have to actually get this our content input data. That means here I want to pass that our output related data. So if you want to actually pass it, we have to work a little bit in our JavaScript, and here throughout this we have to get this that is the content input data. So better I copy it, and now in here after that I want to simply put some of the note for you. That will be the update hidden input before submit. Okay, before and then form submit. So here actually we have to call that our document, and then we have to call that our query, query selector, selector, right? That will be the query selector. And here I want to we have to get that our which things we have to get that our form means here if you go also we have to do like that is actually our form. We have to first of all get that our form related data. So that is our form, and that is actually our form. Here I have already added this our form. So this is the form related here. That is actually our input field data. Input field which data? Input field, that is our input, that is a content input data. So now I have to do that is actually our document, and with this document we have to access that our query selector, our form, and then in here I want to add one of the add event listener. Is listener will be which one? That will be as a submit type. So I make it as a submit, and then I want to call one of the function. So that is the function, and in here with the document I want to get our element by ID. So that will be the get element ELEMENT. Sorry, that will be the ELEMENT. Okay, that will be the get element by ID, and here I want to cache that our content input. Content input will be here into this our complete input area, that is content input area. What type of value they have, I want to get this our value, and that is the value we will get it from to this our quill root inner HTML. Remember, so that will be the same as a root, and inner, that will be the inner IEER. Okay, inner HTML. So here we have to submit it. So now that will be due in our quill root inner HTML data. So here actually that is actually our inner HTML all the data. So this data now that will be passed in our content input field area. That is one of the input field I have already defined, and here I have already take it with one of the hidden type. So that will be one of the hidden input field type. Okay, so here first thing that make that sure you have to update this data like that way with the JavaScript. So now we can able to update this information. That means I want to update this content here. If you want to now update it, that is actually our form is ended, and that is our type. I have already used it as a submit type. Now into this our root, that means form area, I want to pass that our method will be obviously one of the post method, and then in our another CSRF token obviously that will be needed, so that will be the CSRF I want to take it. So into this admin, that means actions, here I want to define that our root, and root will be as a contain, that will be the contain update. That will be the contain update, and here we have to create this type of one of the route, and then also we have to pass that is the content related ID, right? Because a specific, that is our requested ID related data we have to update. So that is the reasons here I have already get this our content data. So I want to pass it our content table, our requested ID. Perfect. Now we have to create it. We have to create this our content update with the ID. I want to go to that our web.php, and here that will be another method. I better copy it and I paste it. So here now I name it as a content update. That will be as a contain update. I make it as a contain, and then that will be as a contain update with the ID, and that will be one of the post method, and I want to update it as a contain update. Okay, so that will be our contain update, one of the method. That is the method we have to create in our contain controller. So now I want to go to our content controller, and here after that I want to create this method. Okay, here after that I create this method as a public, and then that will be the function. Method name will be as a contain update, and here also we have to pass it our request, because that will be one of the post method, right? I have already defined as a post method. We have to get that our requested data with the request, and then that will be as a $request, and also I have passed it one of the requested ID. So now that will be that is the requested ID. Okay, so now in particular that area, first of all I want to get that our request, and this requested related I want to get that our validate. Okay, that was a requested validate, and requested validate here I want to pass that our field name, our two of this field. One is the title will be which one, because here if you go, I have already updated that our input field name as a title, one field as a title, another name, I name it as a contain. So now I want to pass it that is a title, and this title that should be as a required. Okay, and also here I want to make it as a string, so that will be the string, and then I want to take another one or another field will be as a contain, so that will be the contain, and this contain will be I want to make it as a required, that will be the required, and here I want to make it as a string. Okay, that will be the string. Perfect. Now after that I have to get this our content related requested ID data. So here if I want to get it, I take one of the variable as a contain, that will be access that our same logic actually. You can also copy it. That means in our from our generated content, it will be find or fail that is the requested ID. That means which data you want to update. I want to update that is our requested ID data as a 2. That means here that is a 2 ID related input, and our output that data that should be updated, right? So now that is the reasons here I simply get this our requested ID related data. Then we have to update that our JSON related data. So I want to take one of the input data. I take one of the variable as the input data, that will be as a JSON decoded. Here we have to also able to update it, because that is actually our input data. I hope you already remember, I have already make it as a one of the JSON data. So here we have to make it as a JSON decoded, and that will be our content, and with this content I want to access that our field name as a input, right? Input. So that is actually our input data, that is our input field JSON data. So now here I decoded this input field data, and here I want to make it as a true, that will be as a true. Okay, I just make it as a true, and then I want to take that is the input field. Okay, into this input data area, here I want to pass that our field input field value name, I just name it as a title, right? That means that is our input field as a title, and then the content. So I want to then access this our title, and this title will be which one? This title will be our, that is the requested field name. Our requested field name, I have also named it as a title. So that will be our requested input title, that should be updated. And same things for that our output also you have to take it. So here I want to take that our content. So with this content now I want to access. So that is our generated content. I take it with our specific requested ID related data with the content. Now with this content I want to access that our database field name as the input and output. I want to update it as the input. Okay, that will be the input, and input will be one of the JSON encoded. I want to use it as a JSON encode. Now encoded will be which one? That is the input data I have already decoded. So that will be our input data. Okay, so that's fine. And then here another one will be our content. With this content, our field name here I name it as a output. So that will be as a output. Okay, output, and this output will be which one? That will be as a request. Okay, that is a request, and requested related our content data. So I want to simply take it, our requested field name, I name it as one of the hidden field ID as by the name as a content. So that will be our content. So this content that should be also updated, and then with this content, and then we have to also pass it, like if you want to actually update that our word count, I didn't update that word count, or that will be automatically the same. Here actually I don't need to update this our word count. I want to make it as per same because I didn't update our word count from here. So now that will be actually fine. So now after that I want to then simply save it. That the content, and this content that I want to do and to save it. Okay, perfect. And then I want to return, that will be return redirect. That will be the return redirect. Return redirect will be as a route, and route will be which one? Route will be our which page I want to pass it, like that is our all page, that is a generate main. Here I want to then to simply pass it. I copy it, and now here I want to pass it with the messages. Here I want to pass it with, okay, with the our success message. Success, and then okay, then here I want to pass it as a content updated successfully. Okay, SUCCESSFULLY, successfully. Perfect. So I think that's fine. That should be now work perfectly. That's all you have to do for update this content. Now I want to check it. If you now click as a save all, and now if you go, I want to run that PHP Artisan optimize. And now after that, here if you go, I want to refresh it. Like the education purpose, I want to update as a one. Sorry, I want to update as a 1.1. That will be as a 1.1. That will be as a 1.1. I make it as a some of the space in here, and that will be another space. I want to pass it as a 1.2.2. Okay. Now let's check this out. Save content. You can see this data is not updated, right? That means they have some of the issues. Maybe it's not getting that our content data perfectly. Here I have already get that our content input, input field, out field data, that is our content, right? Now if you go to that our edit page, and into this edit page, that is our name as a title. Here I have already get this our title related data. Everything is looked like fine. You can say only that is actually the issue. Here into this dev area, I have already displayed this our total content data. So into here, I have also passed it on the hidden content data. So maybe that is actually the reason. So I want to do to cart it, and that is the data I want to update after that dev. Here actually I want to paste it. Okay. So now after that, that will be our editor. By this ID, that will be load that our quill editor, which is fine. Here that should be display our existing content data, and here I pass another input hidden type as a hidden, and I pass it by the name as a content, and that is our content input. Okay, here simply a change outside of this our dev, and here you have to add it. Now let's check this out again. Click as a save all. And now if you go, if you refresh it, I want to update as a 1.2.2, there is a 2.2. Now click as a save changes. Yes, you can see now that is successfully updated. Our title updated, content is also updated. If you go to that our edit page, now from here if you change it, and from here if you want to change it, if you want to put some of the gap is in here, like I want to update the gap. Now click as a save changes. That is successfully updated. Go there. You can see that is also successfully now updated. So that's how you can actually organize your total content. So if you also want to make it as a bold, if you want to use it different type of sizes, you can also now able to do it. Simply update it, click as a save content. That should be also updated as per your expectation. Perfect, right friend? So now that is fine. Here we successfully also able to edit and update. Our view is also successfully working. Here we successfully done this job. Now I want to complete that our delete functionality. So that will be very easy. I want to go back to that again in our all content page. And if you go to our all content, I want to create another new route. Also, we have to delete it with using that our ID. I name another route name as a delete. That will be the delete content. Okay. So now this step of another route I want to create with the item ID. I want to go to our web.php, and in here I want to copy it and then I paste it. So that will be the name as a delete contains with the ID. I want to go back to the web.php. Here I want to simply update as a delete content. That will be as a delete and then the content with the ID. And that will be one of the get type. Here I want to update, and then I want to create as a content delete. Okay, delete, D-E-L-E-T, delete. Now this type of one of the content delete method we have to now create. I want to simply copy it, and now we have to create it in our content controller. I want to go to our content controller. Here after that our update, I want to create another new one. Okay, that will be the new one as a public, and then the function, our method name will be as a content and delete, and that will be our and method, and also that have one of the requested ID. I want to simply take it, that will be our requested ID. Simple job. Now we have to get this data first. Same things like that way. We have to get it from, I take one of the variable, and here from our generated content, I find this our requested ID related data. Then that is the content data. I want to call it as a delete method. So that will be the content. And with this content, I want to call that our delete Laravel function. Now that will be deleted. Okay. And after that, if you want to pass it to the another page, you can pass it like that will be returned, redirect to that our generate main page with the success as a content deleted successfully. So if you also want to use some of the toast message, you can also able to display it, but now I think that is really fine. Okay friends, so that's all. Now if you click as a save all, and now I want to run that our PHP Artisan optimize running successful. And here if you go where I want to create another new documents from to the beginning, I click as a new one. I just name it as a based AI software or AI video. Okay, I name it as a video tools in 2025. I put it as a 260 word. Now click as a generate. Content is now generating. It may take a little time. When that will be done, that will be also visible it in here. Here perfectly AI is successfully generated our total blog post, and that is our word count is also visible, it's in here. And now that is already save it. If you go to our content, that is successfully save it our video content editor. If you want to view it, you can also able to view it. If you want to edit this data, if you want to edit it one, now click as a save changes. That is successfully updated. Our title updated, content is updated. If you now want to delete it, that will be successfully deleted. Perfect. So here a total functionality we successfully done it. Our content deleted everything we successfully able to done it throughout that our ChatGPT API. So next video I will discuss about another section, that how you can generate the images. Okay, you will put some of the prompt code, and throughout this prompt code that will be generated your entire very interactive one of the image. How you can actually save this image, every process image related, all that our content generation. From the next video I will show you everything with the live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.